Start your day's work with the right attitude and you're ahead of the game. Start your day with the wrong attitude and maybe you take a trip on a stretcher.
I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude.
Funny thing about attitude, nobody can force you to have the right attitude. The attitude that says safety first, safety always.
I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude.
Only you can choose. Only you can use the right attitude. A safe work attitude will find you thinking safely, acting safely, and showing concern for the safety of your fellow workers. Should you forget all of those things and choose the wrong attitude, sooner or later you lose. But don't take my word for it. Let's let 3 hardworking miners help us understand that attitude is indeed everything. Meet our cast of characters. First there is Joe. Stays out late with the night owls. Comes to work a bit hungover, in a big hurry. Thinks safety is for the other guy. Next is the good old boy supervisor, Billy. You cut corners and get the job done quickly and you're Billy's best buddy. You slow down for safety and your name is Mutt with Billy. Finally, there's Mr. Do-Right Everything Bob. Bob's not a mama's boy, but he does believe in doing things right. Bob leaves his Boy Scout manual and Bible in his locker, but he does take safety with him everywhere he goes. In our first scene, we find old bad attitude Joe in his truck and in a bit of a hurry to get to work this morning. Bob is minding his own business while doing the speed limit.
Good grief, man. I'm gonna be late again. Doggone slow drivers everywhere. Get out of my way, Bob, or I'll run you over.
Better stay out of Joe's way today. Looks like his bad attitude's doing all the talking. It's a good thing his supervisor, Billy, is his buddy.
All those vehicles look like a covey of quail scattering. Luckily, this time around, nobody was hurt. Well, by now, the 2 men have clocked in. It's time to get their tools together for the day ahead.
Hey, Bob, man, I got me a hangover. Partied hard last night. So, man, why don't you cover for me? Let me get some rest.
Joe, the way you drove into work this morning, all over the road, run me off the road, and then you shot me a bird, and you expect me to cover for you with the attitude you have? You do your own work, I'll do mine.
Guess who's just shown up? It's the good old boy supervisor Billy, looking like the cock of the walk.
Well, we really tied one on at the pool hall last night, didn't we?
Yeah. We shot the lights out. And I'm paying for it now.
Hey, we're gonna have to get old Mr. Do-Right Everything Bob. Take him to the pool hall and teach him how to live. Right, Bob?
He better take his hard hat and glasses with him. Somebody might throw a bottle at him.
With an attitude like that, there's no wonder you gotta get a number to get in line to go to the first aid station.
No doubt you've got a couple of party boys like Joe and Supervisor Billy around your operation. You know, the kind of guys who've always got their mind on what happened last night instead of talking and safely planning for the job ahead. Remember, it all boils down to attitude.
I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude.
Some people think they're going to get away with a bad attitude. Kind of like they're invincible, always in a hurry. Don't really think about their fellow workers and their safety. Kind of like our supervisor, Billy.
Joe, you and Bob, adjust those bearings on that tail pulley. They're running hot again. No shutdowns. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta check on the rest of the A-team.
Ever been faced with a situation like this? Boss in a hurry? Your coworker could care less? So what's it going to be? The right or wrong attitude?
Joe, we forgot to lock and tag this thing out. We've got to tag this thing out before we start working on that pulley.
What's the big deal? You're standing right by the box. You can disconnect it at any time. Yeah, it's always safety this, safety that. No wonder we can't get nothing done.
One day, he's gonna be called Old One-Armed Joe. If he's lucky. Wonder how good he'll be at pool then.
Well, while our two ace pilots fight about attitude and safety, let's see what our let's-get-it-done-in-a-hurry supervisor Billy is up to.
Man, I gotta get this job done by 5:30 or I'm history. I gotta get it done no matter what it takes. Come on, you guys, get the lead out.
See anything wrong with these two fellas and their job site safety? Wonder if Billy's ever gonna slow down, get rid of that bad attitude, trade it for the right attitude.
Men, what are you waiting for? Christmas? Reach in there and pick it up. Double time.
Notice any safety hazards here?
If I had more workers like Jim, maybe I could get some work done around here. Keep up the good work, Jim.
As Billy checks on the A team, the ones with the wrong attitudes, let's see how Bob and Joe are coming along checking those bearings on that conveyor tail pulley.
Hey, Joe. Plane goes online in 30 minutes. You almost finished?
I'm working on it, boss. Bobby had to go get a grease gun to grease these bearings. I'm working on it by myself.
Joe! Oh my God, Joe!
Hey, the attitude can be good, bad, or indifferent. Having a bad attitude about safety can have serious, maybe even deadly results in the workplace. Like old Joe here, not locking out equipment before working on it. This didn't really save him any time, and maybe it cost him his life. Eye injuries like this employee is suffering after performing hot work and wearing absolutely no eye protection. Gas cylinders not properly secured, flammables nearby, a careless attitude about safety didn't pay off. A bad attitude, and I'm in a big hurry attitude like this crane operator had by lifting that motor much too close to the power line, resulting in serious injuries and possible death. The I don't need that safety gear, it's for the other guy attitude that led to this fatal fall. Beginning to get the picture? Are we getting through here? A bad attitude, a careless attitude about safety can shortchange you, maybe even cost you your life. If we were to really get carried away and dust off the old dictionary, the definition of attitude might read, a manner of acting, feeling, or thinking that shows one's disposition, one's thoughts, one's opinion. Well, let's take it just a bit further. A safe work attitude could be defined as a manner of acting safely, thinking safely, feeling safe, and showing one's concern about the value of a fellow human being and that human being's life. On the job or at home, safety and the proper attitude about safety are the only real way to go.
I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude.
The mining industry is a tough environment to work in. It can be hazardous. You don't have to put yourself behind the 8 ball with a bad attitude, with carelessness by ignoring the rules of safety. Bad attitudes on the part of just one miner, one team member can affect everybody. It's pretty obvious that some of these guys we've seen here today need to develop the right attitude about safety, not just for themselves, but for the sake of their coworkers and families. There are no second chances for the person involved in a fatal accident. Realize, with a proper attitude, you don't ever have to say, if only I had followed the rules. If only I hadn't taken that shortcut. If only doesn't bring back an arm or leg or restore a life. So what's it going to be for you? The bad attitude or the right attitude about safe work procedures? The choice is yours. After all, your work and yes, your life depend on attitude. Attitude is everything.
I'm feeling